This AJ has a fight coming up, and he was originally facing Dillian White. I was going to break down the original Dillian White fight, but instead I'll do a case study on what I think is the best version of Anthony Joshua. And just a disclaimer, this style looks the best, but it may not be the best for some opponents. Multiple styles for multiple types of opponents are necessary, and styles make fights. So Pulev is somebody, for one, that's not going to put on a lot of pressure and force a lot of work from AJ, and for two, he doesn't really have the power to really punish AJ that much. And so we'll get straight into it.
Is able to change the equation early and test Anthony Joshua.
Generally, he's just more loose and kind of unpredictable as compared to a more stiff and predictable version of him prior to Ruiz. And there's times and places for that, and we'll get into that, but he's patient rather than anxious or worried. And you can be confident and patient, but patience separates itself from worry through action. And we'll get into some of that action. And here, this is just an example of him looking to counter early. So when I say springy and reactive, that's kind of what I mean. And I'll show some more examples of that. But like, you just see that he's coiled and ready to spring traps. And we'll talk about some of the traps he's setting later on. And since Pulev is fighting at AJ's pace, AJ has to do certain tricks and play mind games and invent new ways to try and make Pulev open up. So there you see him put his hands up in the air and then come down and smack Pulev's gloves, and that gets that reaction out of Pulev. And so he, with the space that he has as far as time to probe, time to move, time to look for stuff, he's more creative and inventive. He's more loose and relaxed. But then what's great about this performance is that when it matters most, you get signs of the old AJ. And so when he sees an opening or he thinks you're hurt, he'll look just like the old AJ in the sense that vicious finisher, combos, flurries. Some of those hooks were kind of arm punches, but it's AJ, so the punches is hard anyways. And then the uppercut up the middle, so he go around the side, guard, widens, uppercut up the middle, and then he sticks with that uppercut. When he finds a shot that's successful, he sticks with it. We're gonna see a lot of those uppercuts in this fight. And then once he starts getting those reads, kind of like how he got that read on the high guard, now he's getting reads on how to open him up. He's going to start taking over real estate. He's going to start inching forward. He's using the jab to inch forward right there. And then he's stepping forward with more powerful combos. He starts pressing forward with his feet. And he's getting that reaction, most importantly. So when you're taking over the real estate, when you're taking over their space, they have to react in some way so that they're not getting bullied. And so Pulev's reaction is to try and open up, which is exactly what Joshua wants. And so now that he got that reaction, he's gonna keep pushing. And he pushes him, gets the response he's looking for, pull counter, right hand over the top, hurts him bad. And then he looks like AJ. AJ starts putting the beating on him at that point. He's still in finishing mode, but the important thing is that he's not controlled by that adrenaline, so he's still thinking clearly. He's like, okay, I was throwing the 1-2, and Pulev was ducking the 1-2, so we changed it to a 1-6. He changed it to the uppercut, and that's when he really hurts him. And now he's back in finishing mode. So he was still trying to get him out of there, but he calmed down, regrouped, and he said, okay, let me throw something that I think is going to actually work rather than just throwing everything at him. And then in small moments like this, that's kind of representative of a mentality. The confidence, the ferocity, the will to demand respect, similar to what he brought in the second fight with Usyk, where he was like heavily emotionally invested. He wasn't gonna quit. He was gonna fight no matter what, and he was gonna demand the respect. So it's not just a physical thing of what type of stylistic qualities you're bringing to the table. It's also a mental thing. Being relaxed is more mental than it is physical, because the physical comes from the mental. And so he was real confident in there. Again, it's an opponent that played to his strengths, but regardless, we're talking about the best version of AJ, and this is a big reason why. Is because mentally he had all the clarity and all the strengths required to shine. And so here, the jab is bait, and the uppercut is what springs the trap, setting up a KO. Oftentimes the difference between the knockout punch and all the other punches before, it's just timing and placement. And so here, instead of a jab delay uppercut, it's a jab uppercut. So it jumps a step. It's a change in the rhythm. It's a change in the sequence, right? A sequence shift. And then at that point, you're just putting him away. For my loyal people, I'm still thinking about the Crawford versus Floyd stuff. I was thinking about how I really wanted to do that, and I'm not sure if I necessarily want to, but I'll definitely want to break down more Floyd stuff, and I'm gonna keep doing that. But we'll see what's on the horizon. If I feel like making it one day, then it will come out. But the ship, as far as popularity, has already sold, so I would mainly be doing that for me and y'all rather than for anything else at that point. So Immortality Serum out.